Here with me today to discuss Senator Cruz's legislation is national security analyst Ryan Morrow. Ryan, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, this bill officially designates the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. It's a huge move against radical Islam. There's really no question about whether this group is a terrorist organization. It is. It's just been worldwide political correctness and a fear of labeling radical Islam for what it is that's prevented it from being labeled already. Do you think it's about time for Obama and his administration to pass this bill?
The time to pass a bill like this was a long time ago, including under the Bush administration, I must say, because the Muslim Brotherhood is at the root of radical Islam, and really the case can be summed up this way. Hamas is the Palestinian wing of the Muslim Brotherhood. That is designated as a foreign terrorist organization, yet somehow the group as a whole is treated as this moderate force because they engage in elections, because they condemn 9/11, and it comes down to what you mentioned before, political correctness, the deception of the Muslim Brotherhood because they are very good at manipulating with their language, and it comes down to the fact that the administration does not want to broaden out the conflict beyond Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
Right. I want to touch on something you said, that this should have been passed a long time ago, and that Hamas has already been designated as a terrorist organization. So why hasn't the Muslim Brotherhood? Now, 5 other countries, and those 5 are the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Russia, and Egypt. They've all designated the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. What's taken so long for the United States to do the same?
I think it's a fear of backlash because this is the most powerful radical Islamic group around the world. And because they will condemn Al-Qaeda and ISIS and do some things that appear on the surface to be helpful, there's that temptation from politicians to say, well, let's not throw out everything. There's some good with the Muslim Brotherhood. But over the long term, that results in more damage because you are helping to position the Brotherhood in a positive light. And so we've been having to deal with that. The other issue is the fact that major Muslim American organizations in the United States are linked to the Muslim Brotherhood. And so there's going to be an organized backlash against any move like this.
Right. So that's fear. I mean, what you just described is basically the standard definition of cowardice, of being afraid to do something because of the repercussions, because of the backlash. Is Congress going to pass this bill, or do they still feel that fear?
I don't know. I've been very disappointed with how little media attention has been brought on this very important issue. I mean, those of us that have been studying this issue have been calling for this for so many years, and we were all very excited, but it has not expanded beyond to the general public. There hasn't been much media coverage, so I really don't know where it's going to go, but at least finally it's entered into the mainstream discussion. But unfortunately, we still have to debunk those that say that the Muslim Brotherhood is moderate because there are those that genuinely believe that, like Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, who famously said that this group is secular. If it was secular, it wouldn't be called the Muslim Brotherhood.
Right. And I think that goes back to the fact that the mainstream media hasn't covered this because they feel that same fear. They're all wrapped up in political correctness. They're worried about retaliation. They don't even want to talk about the threat of radical Islamic terrorism because they don't want to be associated with associating terrorism with radical jihad. It's completely a danger to our country. It opens us up to vulnerability to these very attacks from these people. Now, back to a little bit more prediction. So if Congress passes this bill, will Obama sign it?
I don't think so. I think what would happen is that the Secretary of State would come up with some lame justification for saying why we're not going to label it as a terrorist group. And the reason that I would predict that is because there was a petition put out that reached a number of signatures to the point where the White House did have to respond, and they said that they were not aware of any evidence that the Muslim Brotherhood is a terrorist group. But again, they did not confront the very obvious fact that Hamas is part of the Brotherhood, the fact that, according to the Justice Department, the Muslim Brotherhood has set up organizations in the U.S. who have been prosecuted before for financing terrorism. So this is a very easy argument to win. It's just a matter of having the political willpower to do it. And one of the other problems is that those of us that talk about it, the second we mention this, we are called Islamophobes or anti-Muslim bigots. And I've seen that dirty trick even used on Muslims that speak out against the Muslim Brotherhood, even though it makes no sense.
Right, and how could they not be aware of the ties that the Muslim Brotherhood has to terrorism? I mean, do they need to read this bill? It's detailed exactly why Cruz and his co-sponsor want to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. Their acts of terror are detailed in the bill. It's traced back to them. There's no doubt that they're perpetrating acts of terror around the world. The fact that the Obama administration conveniently doesn't want to acknowledge this, it's a danger to our nation. Now, there is a difference, though, between Obama vetoing this bill, or there's a provision in the bill that allows the Secretary of State to continue to decline to label this organization as a terrorist organization. He can do a presentation before Congress detailing exactly why he thinks that he doesn't need to do that.